Right. Hello, everyone, and we welcome you back to our continuing series on the optimal team for your practice. And today I'm with Larry Guzzardo. And Larry, welcome, and thank you for taking time out of your schedule to join us. So, really, what we want to do is highlight exactly what you do and how you can be an important piece to a doctor, and how they can be benefited from a practice management consultant. So, let's start off just talking about what a practice management consultant does. And some people it's obvious, but give us your synopsis of what they do and what you do.
No, that's a great question. As a matter of fact, I get asked that quite frequently, like, what is it that you do? And as a practice management consultant, we're looking more strategically at a dental practice. We are looking at not only the finances and the economics of the practice, we are looking at the patient base and how to attract the right people to the practice. We are looking at the facility and how it supports your overall productivity. And along with that, we're looking at the team, because if we have the team, the facility, the profitability, and productivity, and if we have the right patient base, then, you know what I mean, this could be a really, really constructive practice where somebody could work for a long, long time. So
Yes.
to answer your question, I'm looking at a wide variety of topics. I'm not just looking at one thing like just your schedule or
Yes.
how people are converting on the phone or anything like that. There's a variety of financial issues, as you know. There's a lot of personnel issues, hiring issues. So we're looking at everything, and
Yes.
so
So,
we're helping the dentist decide what direction they want to go in.
yeah.
A lot of times people get started in a business, and it just takes over.
Yes, yes, I understand completely. Yes. And so really what you're looking for are some of the inefficiencies in the practice and identifying those, and then coming up with solutions to basically help the doctor to be more productive.
Right. Let's say, for instance, a common issue that comes up when people give me a call and ask me to work with their office is that they feel like, I'm busy, I'm working really hard, I'm tired, I don't want to work any more than I have to. And if you're going to say I have to see more patients, I'm going to ask you to leave. You know what I mean? Like they're
Yes.
busy, and what they're noticing is that they can't keep up with the pace, and they notice that there's been a decline in their profitability. And so, okay, so given that, this environment doesn't work for you anymore, let's take a look at the patients that um, you're bringing into the office. Let's see how they're being treated. Let's take a look at how you are treatment planning those patients, and then how is the team following up on this treatment plan. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
then what we can do strategically is put a plan in place that involves the team, the schedule, the financial arrangements, those kinds of things, so that we can slow the practice down so that it can actually become more productive.
Yes. Yes.
What we're looking for is an opportunity to do more with every patient.
Yeah. And hopefully the doc at the end of the day and the staff at the end of the day feels better when they walk out the door and they have energy, for their family and for their personal things as well, right? That
Yep,
seems
yep,
like it'd be a huge byproduct of it all.
yeah. It's music to my ears when I hear somebody say, I was worried I wasn't producing very much this month because things were running so smoothly. You know what I mean? And that's the benefit of being productive but not
Yes.
busy. You know.
Yes.
And I'm like, nope, I saw your numbers. I saw that you were doing better than last month. We're looking at your hourly productivity. So we know you're doing much better. But that's it.
Okay. Yeah. And I know you touched on this a little bit, but one of the questions I've been asking, each one of the pieces of the puzzle, so to speak, what are some of the current topics? What are some of the current challenges that doctors are calling you about right now in the whether it be with dentistry or within your world of practice management consulting? What are the hot topics right now?
Well, there's quite a few of them, unfortunately. Hiring is a big issue right now. That has to do with training and leadership. Profitability is a big issue because expenses are just flying through the roof. And third-party payers. Like how much you're going to participate in insurance is becoming a bigger issue because as expenses are going up, reimbursements actually have been going down. And so you can see the squeeze that a dentist might be in if
Yes.
they're heavily dependent on it. So helping them decide, I'm not going to say that a dentist has to get off of insurance and just totally get off their participation, but I am saying that they need to very, very carefully monitor how much participation they can afford. And so it's something that can be analyzed. It's not difficult to do. It sounds complicated, but it's really not. And then through the coaching, through the consulting, through the training with your team, we get everybody on board to make the transition.
Yes.
You know,
Sounds great.
but so the big issue is as third party payers, it's hiring and it's profitability more so now than I've ever seen in my whole career.
And these are all things that people could reach out to you and contact you, and you are a great resource for them, to be able to solve some of these
Right.
problems.
Right. 2 years ago, somebody might have said, "Oh, it's the private equity." You know what I mean? They're taking over dentistry. They're there, and I don't think they're going to go away. But I think for the solo, independent, private practitioner, I am extremely bullish on dentistry. I
That's
don't
great.
like it that these people have a big bullhorn, and so they like to tell you that you can't do it on your own, you know? And the truth is, you can do it on your own. Of course, you need help. It doesn't have to be me, but you have to have help. You have to have a team. That's why you guys are around as well. But if you have a good team, you could actually do it, and it doesn't have to be complicated. Uh, they're just really good at getting you to believe that you can't do it on your own.
Yes, that's right. So in talking about the rest of this optimal team, how do you work with, let's say, whether it be marketing or an HR consultant or a lender or a CPA firm like us? How do you work together with the other pieces of the puzzle?
With all the other pieces of the puzzle, we actually all kind of work together because let's say how I would work with somebody like you is making sure that you get all the correct information in a format that you can use it so that you can make the proper tax analysis for this
Yes.
client. You know what I mean? So I can help them. You would help them with your chart of accounts as well.
Mhm, mhm.
I would help the client understand the difference between an operating expense and a non-operating expense. So again, getting the information that you need so that you could help the client the most without stressing out the client. Again, what I'm talking about is having information that's readily available so you don't end up with the proverbial shoebox, you know, at the end of the year, because nobody likes that April the 15th surprise
No.
to find out that they owe taxes now for last year.
Yes, that is
So that's
correct.
how we work for those groups. It's the same thing working with your marketing team. The marketing team can help you and they can create busyness. That's what they can do. It's not their fault. They can create activity that fools you into thinking that you're being more productive.
Mhm.
But how I could work with the client is, okay, what kind of client are we trying to attract? Okay, what do they have to know about you to be attracted to you, if I'm making any sense?
Yes, that
You
makes
know what I
perfect
mean?
sense.
Like I can
Yes.
help the doctor identify, well, I'll just say you like doing veneers or you like doing implants or all on fours or you like doing full mouth rehabilitations. Okay, so that guides us in our social media. It guides us in our blogging. It guides us in what video and what podcasts, you know what I mean, we
Mhm,
have to have
mhm.
available for the marketer.
Yes.
See, because when the marketer doesn't really know what you want or doesn't have the content that they need, they can create activity. They can, but create activity creates busyness.
Yes.
Busyness isn't necessarily productive.
That's right.
So
No
again,
efficiency.
that's how we're working with them, um, and so that's how I work with the other members of the team.
Yeah, it sounds great. And if anybody's listening real closely, they heard you rattle off all those dental specific terms. And so, one of the things that we look for is, yeah, you can go find a practice management consultant, but finding one that is dental specific like you are is obviously going to be a lot more beneficial, for somebody. So, and it's obvious that you know the language and you know the business and you've been immersed in it, for your career. So,
Yeah,
um,
and it's been a wonderful career. Just
yes,
working in dentistry has been very humbling and very
great.
satisfying.
One last question. If somebody could take one thing from you today to put and implement into practice, or one piece of advice that you would give them, what would it be?
Oh my gosh, just one thing. Well, I would say the most important thing for any dentist is to get a good examination on every single one of their patients. If you want to increase your treatment planning, you have to increase your diagnosis. In order to do that, you have to increase the amount of exams. And I would say don't cut corners on that exam. Be very, very thorough. Patients respect the amount of time that you provide with them. I will tell you the exam teaches the patient about who you are and your integrity and your dignity more than anything else that you can do. So if there's any piece of advice I could give to any of your listeners is get really good at an examination.
Okay. And that's that first piece of, that's that first day of contact too. And just gets them started off, like you said, right on the right foot.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
all right. Well, that's wonderful. We appreciate your time, today. And, we appreciate what you've done for, the clients that we've shared, and we will continue to share those with you, and looking forward to interacting with you again this summer. And, thank you very much for your time, and have a great day.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure. Ask anytime. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.